Guru Kripa Kevalam. Namaste, Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Guru Shri Muji Baba Ki Jai. Yeah, I haven't taken questions in the broadcast for a long time. So all of you are welcome to ask, or anyone sitting here is welcome to ask. Just try to come up with a question. We'll start. What is still left to be done? If time was to stop, would you be disappointed? Or there's so much left, time has stopped. So actually time has stopped. For you in reality, you are not subject to time. Then does something force you to attach yourself to that which is subject to time? And we can say kind of it's a force of habit in a way. That's the only thing, isn't it? Once you see that you are this unchanging one, then this is the end of time. Because time applies only to change. Now, what is your truest reference point? That which is changing, that which is not changing. What do I mean by truest reference point? Some say it said, I am none of this and I am all of this, but in unequal measure, because I am always none of this and only all of this when I dance. So when your existence comes up, when you are, I am, then all of this dance is there. Before that, any trouble?
Deep sleep. So when I'm in deep sleep, there's absolutely
Then automatically upon waking is there trouble? So what are the prerequisites that are needed for there to be trouble?
so being has to be there.
Being has to be there.
And then maybe memory or something comes up or some appearance.
Yes.
And then there's a
So let's do one thing. Let's presume you just woke up from sleep. Being just came. Now tell me how trouble can start.
belief in some appearance. That's
So
the only way I can pick up trouble.
yes. Now, the beauty of belief, or thankfully you can say, that belief cannot operate on most appearances. It only operates on one particular appearance. On a perception, just in the perception itself, there's nothing to believe or not believe. This is an important point because it can feel like I'm believing this realm of appearances. You see? But just in the appearance itself, without interpretation, there is nothing to believe. So you can only believe this voice, which is the voice of concepts, voice of interpretation, voice of judgment. So if left unjudged, this appearance, if left unjudged, can you have any trouble? So an unjudged, an unjudged life, an unjudged life is a beautiful life. But a life full of judgment is like a living hell. But the good news is that you don't even have to have a process to be rid of judgment. Because right now you are like this. So doubt is a judgment. Proclamation is a judgment. Guilt is a judgment. Resentment is a judgment. Regret is a judgment. All these are just judgments. They are not needed for your existence, are they? So without a judgment, is there something to go, somewhere to go?
So I'll tell you how the mechanics kind of works
Yes.
here. So I think that's it. I think the confusion becomes about the I.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when there's such a habit to attach the I to the appearance, it's so automatic for them.
Yeah.
You know,
if you buy that, then we are in trouble already.
Yeah.
So let's look at this notion of automatic. So now automatically attach something to the I.
Well, it's not that automatic.
You see, that's the thing. It's not that automatic as the mind would like us to believe.
Yes.
You see? It is like saying then that consciousness itself has been held captive by the mind. You see, therefore it is now stuck and it is automatically. You see, then either you are something other than consciousness, or consciousness has now become hostage to its own child called the mind. Both are not possible. You are only this existence, this being, this consciousness. See? Now, really check whether it is automatic or as automatic as we think it is.
pick anything up.
Yes, in fact, when you switch the perspective and say, okay, I'm going to really check on how this belief is automatically picked up, you see that it seems impossible to pick it up. At best, what we can call it is a deeply ingrained habit, like an addiction or something like this. But we don't even have to go so far because you're in Satsang. You're in the de-addiction center. So all these addictions which seem so real also are being dealt with. So before you take that first step of presuming that, oh, it's automatic and I get caught up in the I, then I start seeking. But you will find that before that step, there is space. In the sense it is not original to you. You see, if it was automatic, truly automatic, then it would be your original nature. But it is not. Who are you now?
The truest thing I can say right now is I'm aware of everything that's showing up.
I am aware of everything that is showing up. The I that is aware is which one? Because already you say it is the truest thing that I say.
Mm.
So there must be some insight about this I.
Yes, this I is I can't say anything about this I.
But you did say that I am aware.
Yes, other than the fact that it's before all perception.
For all perception. Okay, can we also say that this I never can get fully caught up in perception?
Yes, it never gets caught up.
Never gets caught up. Then which one does? Or does anyone? The one that does get caught up. Is it this one? And this is your unchanging reality. So then all that is perceived, all that is changing, does it affect the unchanging? Not at all. So is there freedom or bondage for this I?
It knows freedom or the concept of freedom or bondage, but it doesn't have that concept of freedom.
Can it apply to itself?
No, can't apply either freedom or bondage to itself.
Then if this is you, if this one is you, then is there another one of you?
There is a pretense at times that somehow gets believed in, and that's the cause of the suffering. But there is no other me.
Even if the pretense is picked up,
Yes.
does something happen to you in reality?
To no.
Now, can you lose this one, the real one? And can the pretense ever become real? Why do we call it the pretense?
Because I believe myself, or there is a belief. I can't say I believe, but there's a belief that something is me.
What is a belief?
What is a belief?
Yes. So perception.
So the belief is, I guess, that the core belief.
No, but what does it mean, belief?
You take it as mine in a way. You know, to say that it affects me.
Yes. What is this to take it or
any appearance to have a meaning?
yes? But the appearance itself is not selling its meaning.
No.
The appearance by itself is not even creating any duality. So the meaning comes from what?
So the meaning comes when at least for me, it seems to come when I assume in a sense, the body position, that this is me, this is my body, or whatever. I give myself a boundary.
But before assuming the body position, even to assume the body position is to give meaning or the pretense.
Yes.
So how do you come into this body position? Is it purely on the basis of perception itself that makes you pick up the pretense of body?
So I think I've been looking at this quite a bit. Few things. So every time I check, I'm not the body when I check.
Yes.
But through habit, whether it's a sensation, can be pain, can be anything. Or also this point of view of the head father. Yeah, that's something I've been looking at a lot.
Yeah.
And this gives me, so even I've been looking at closing my eyes, opening the eyes, closing the eyes, opening the eyes. And it creates this illusion that I am in the body, even though it's so clear that the sensations and everything that are happening, the body has to be in me. I can't be in the body. But somehow this whole point of view does create a confusion or or a habit. Or
Okay, just stay with the point of view,
yes,
and if you want, you can move your head around. Point of view, and see whether automatically there becomes a you which is contained in the body.
no,
So not even with this visual perspective, is it?
yeah,
Is there a individual sense of you yet that is contained in the body? So it is not our perception, it is not these appearances, it is not the centrality of any perceiving. It seems to have a perspective, it seems to come from here. Not even that. So when you say, I have been looking, who is this one?
so when I say I have been looking, it's the false one in a sense. Speaking about it.
Can the false one look?
No, the false one cannot look. But when I speak about it, or when I say that, oh, I've been looking, then it's the mind that's playing.
It is a sense of individuality which is again taking on this idea that it is the one that is perceiving.
Yes, yes,
But that is inherent only in the statement about it, not in the looking itself.
yes.
Can you not look?
No. Even in deep sleep, I'm looking.
Yes.
You know,
That
even
yes.
in
Even when there is no perception, there is this pure witnessing.
yes. And that that was that which was looking. And also this morning, I was thinking, I am fully there in deep sleep. You know, I just think I'm not there, but I'm fully there in deep sleep. And and now the only thing that has changed is this being, or all this has come.
Yeah.
So I must be the same that was there in deep sleep, witnessing all of this.
Yes. Now, this must be, can be a useful inference.
Yes, but it's not.
But is it true when you check?
What is, can you ask me?
You say, I'm fully there in deep sleep. There is nothing missing. All of this comes when being is here. In the play of my existence, all of this comes. Therefore, I must be that same one still that was fully there.
Mm.
Now, must be is an inference.
Mm.
So, like we were saying yesterday, use your inferences as possibilities for your insight.
Mm.
So, can you check on the one that is aware of even your existence?
Yeah, it's automatically aware of existence.
Now, can you step away from that one?
Can't step away from the looking.
Now, that one doesn't want anything. Is he? Then, what about this one?
This one is trying to understand that one in a sense.
But this one is just the lawyer for the body mind.
Yes.
Just the representative of this so-called limited entity. But you are not it. Neither are you being represented by it. So why any concern for what it wants. If I say to you, there is nobody sitting on the couch outside, can you please go and give that nobody some water? Do you call me crazy or not? You might not. Because it's me, you might not, but anybody else you would. Is it? So this has been our life. We've been catering to this nobody. It's a non-existent one. So the one that is trying to understand the self can never understand anything because it doesn't exist. Now, what all has this one wanted?
Which one?
Okay, let's make it easier. What has the true one ever wanted? Nothing. So all this desire is whose?
Of this.
This thirsty nobody. Right? Now this thirsty nobody keeps sending you these emails, or you can say WhatsApp messages. But what about when I'm outside Satsang? Who's it representing?
The same thirsty guy.
What about my relationships?
Same.
The same nobody.
So I guess such an addiction to pick it up, such a and
No, so that's why I use that word, but now forget it.
okay,
You don't have the addiction, you have a master.
okay.
Because sometimes in reinforcing that I have an affliction, it can seem like I do. It's all make believe anyway.
Yeah.
So forget addiction.
Okay, so let's just see. Let's see
Yeah,
right now.
exactly.
You know, there is, I don't know what it is. I can't even name, but there's sensations, and
Let's just say there are perceptions.
perceptions.
It includes every appearance.
Yes.
Okay, and
I am not those perceptions. That
You
is
have
very
not.
clear. Almost in any situation, that is very clear. Except picking up still can happen, but I am never those perceptions.
Yes.
But there is a thought that says, why is this perception here? Go. I don't want this perception here. You know, and that almost causes most of the suffering is that why is this suffering?
Yes.
Why is this not suffering, but why is this perception here? So
Why is this perception here means I should not be facing this.
yes, exactly.
See?
Yes.
So the I that should not be facing this is which one?
Is the false one.
So the why questions are usually coming from a sense of self-righteousness about what the what is should be. Okay? What the what is should be. Oh, why is the world like this? Why is my body like this? Why are my relationships like this? Why is my money like this? This is actually really saying, why do I have to suffer? You see, from this, why is the what is this way? And I am not content. But all of this is the voice of the non-existent nobody. That's why you have now the master key to this why. Why anything is the master's grace. Guru Kripa Keval. Who is the more important question? The one trick that the mind plays, and I see that also often in Sangha members, is that first let's solve it for the pretend one. Then I'll talk about the real one. See? This pretend one is a never-ending treadmill. You feel like you're running towards solving something for this me. Nothing is ever solved for this me. Why? Because it doesn't exist. Its voice itself is the voice of the false. So nothing has to be resolved for this one because this one doesn't exist. The mind will also tell you, but that gets in the way then. Till I have solved that, that gets in the way. It's all nonsense because nothing can get in the way of all there is. You see? This is still the voice of a me who is trying to get to something, but the me itself is non existent.
Which is the me only asking all these questions also. If I really look at it, it's just a very selfish desire to ask these questions.
Because what does it want?
Just wants peace or something. I don't know what it wants. You know,
But peace is there before wanting.
Exactly.
The perfume of your natural, motionless existence is this peace. So it is giving you this false promise that once you have resolved it, then there will be peace. It is just a false promise to distract you from the peace that is already there. There is nowhere to get to. There is nothing to become. Yeah. But loud so they can hear. Right now, I'm feeling everything happens by itself. Choicelessly, effortlessly. Is it that someone could be making the choice, but is not making the choice, so it is happening? Is it like that? No, slowly. We say choicelessly. Whose choice would it be or not? Nobody to choose. So therefore, choice is not applicable. So right now it is this way, and right now, and right now, no struggle. And now, huh? Just being. Being is just being, effortlessly. Change that. And change it. Then what's all this about? Very good. You need to relax.
Nobody will relax. Just relax.
Because when we say relax, in that also there can be like a position that I need to relax. But before you can even relax, you are relaxed. No? Like Guruji said, one of the trickiest instructions is to say be natural. The minute you say you have to be natural, then the naturalness itself goes. "Oh, how to be natural? Am I being natural? You see? Just so better is like forget about it.
Everything is a lie.
Everything is a lie. Yeah. Forget about it and forget about it. It sounds like nothing special for the mind. See? The seeker wants to have like a wow end to the spiritual journey. See? So have a super wow, like a ball of orange light or something. See? End to this spiritual journey. So when it hears, just forget about it. So I've been at this a long time. What do you mean forget about it? What have I got? But in the forgetting about it is the divine getting. And the letting go of the forms. You see that the Lord has always been here. Whether you call it being, consciousness, Buddha nature, the self. Say, but I can truly confirm when that this is the end of it if I am like get into this laughter sort of thing. No? You can have this sense that because when we see it happening in satsang, then everybody says, okay, this is the awakening experience. Right? But many have had those laughter things. Where are they now? It doesn't have to be anything at all. Whatever byproducts are there, are there. What are you unwilling to forget? And last 2 days, we've been pressing some buttons because I've been receiving a lot of messages about this one. I was saying that it's very natural now for us to say, he says, this is what has troubled me, so please, I want to surrender it to you. This attachment has caused so much suffering, I want to surrender it to you. You know, all these judgments, I want to surrender to you. But actually, what we've been hiding is that which we feel we have been most right about. That we have been most right about. That is not surrendered so easily. It seems like that is what is propping us up. That is what makes us who we are, like that. Forget about it. You've not been right about anything or wrong about it. There is no right or wrong. Because right or wrong would mean that there is a this truth also has the opposite, which is false. I wonder if it makes sense when I say it. Is it? There's a worldly true and false. Is it? There's a worldly interpretation of what is true and what is false. But the truth that you are finding about yourself doesn't have the opposite. It never is not. It is not false. The falsity is not possible. Therefore, the worldly concepts are to prop up your worldly image, your worldly notion of who you are. Now we don't need that anymore. So forget about right and wrong. And this pushes some button because what we are right about, we've desperately been holding on to. We've desperately been holding on to, rightly. So some of you have been having some very good satsang with this contemplation. What righteousness am I not willing to give up? How can you be right and surrender at the same time? Surrender means all judgments, all conclusion, everything is let go. It is the simplest thing in a way. But if you want to hold on to some idea, any anything in any end of the spectrum, right or wrong, pride or guilt, any of this stuff, then we are like those people in Guruji's joke, hanging on the branch. And the instruction is coming, let go. Then, instead of saying, let go, not let go. I'm right, but I'm right. I can make this work through my righteousness. You see, it doesn't happen. Eventually, you have to let go. It just doesn't work. Any strategy for this me, it doesn't work. There are some strategies which are very beautiful in a way. You can say, I'm going to inquire into myself. And many times we don't realize that we have this idea of being a tiny ant. And when we invite the inquiry, we're inviting the elephant in the room. So it can feel like, oh, if I inquire, then the ant will have a happy life. Or if I surrender, the ant will have a happy life. But actually, you just invited the elephant, it's going to trample your false idea about yourself. And then when the trampling is happening, you're like, but this is not what I asked for. I was told that I'll have a happy ant life. It's not true. All limitedness is getting squeezed out of you. And it's like these ant thoughts will keep coming back and saying, run, run. You made a mistake, run. Comes. So the impulse to escape from satsang is like that. Just run. You can make it yourself. Run. Yeah, run to the beach in Gokarna. In the middle, you get a call. This is Ananta-Part. Which idea are we unwilling to let let it get trampled upon? All these ideas are your doorway to misery. You might feel like they're your prized possessions, but they're just the doorway to misery. Nothing is ever how you think it is. Nothing. Because this measly thought cannot meet your magnificence. And don't worry if for a while things seem a bit confusing. You might feel like you lost some control. You don't know what's happening. Like you were saying yesterday, that so many times I just feel like I don't know what's happening. I don't know where I'm going, why these feet are moving me this way, that way. I was telling her some reassuring stories. I said that many times, at least in the beginning, my hands would be like this, and I would not know whether I'm starting satsang or finishing. And I have to look at Anandi or somebody and say, so what are we doing now? It's all just fun byproducts of the divine forgetting. But nothing will truly get messed up. Nothing gets messed up for the self. All is the self. the question. Rhea says, Dear Ananta, when Guruji says to live like you have no rights, is he referring to this right that you are talking about now? Can you explain? Well, it's very closely interconnected because we feel like we are right about which rights we have. We feel like this definitely I'm entitled to. You see? There was one who came to Satsang with me. She was with me here for a year, and every day she would take at least 15-20 minutes of discussion time. You see? By the end, she said, But I have given you so much time. But I have given you so much time. It was the strangest thing I'd ever heard in Satsang. So it can feel like we can use all of these things. Usually it's more an expression. It took me by surprise, but usually it's like some gratitude can be expressing, thank you for giving me so much time. Here it was, I have given you so much of my life, so much time. It can feel like because I have made this investment, I have these rights. Therefore, I should be like this or like that. So this idea of entitlement, the idea of having some rights, depends on this notion that I am right about something. But the notion of being right also applies to the opposite. Now, this we have to hear a bit carefully. Because many times you can get into a very strong position that I'm just like, oh, I'm just right. But that can also become a strong position. You're not even right about that. And no rights. The master is saying is meant for us to hold on to a position strongly. And sometimes the master makes statements so that we get shaken out of our positions into our neutrality. Their statements are not meant to bring us to the opposite end, which is also a position. It is this neutrality that the mind struggles with. So if Guruji was to say you have neither rights nor no rights, many would say, what is he saying? But because a majority could be attracted to the position of being entitled in some way because of some reason or the other, it is important to say, you have no rights, live as if you have no rights. And that shakes up the position of this entitled seeker. And come to a neutrality. So this attraction to being right means that I know something conceptually to be true, but no concept has ever captured the truth. And that is what I'm saying can sound very confusing because I'm not advising a position either way. I'm saying forget about all positions. In your original state, there is no facade to be taken, no pretense, no mask to wear. I hope it clarified a bit.
Can ask you something. So when the false eye is not picked up, this is no problem. Now,
Now there is wonder here as to what you're going to say next.
See, I keep looking for, I guess, I'm just looking for where this looking is happening from.
Yeah.
Okay? And can't find anything. nothing can be found. No shape, no size, nothing.
No shape, no size, no color, no form of
Nothing.
any sort.
Even position, I'm not sure if there's a position
Yes.
also, because even though the mind says here, that's just a mind
Yes.
thing of saying
It's not here or there.
Yeah. Um, very clear that I exist. Where I exist, how I exist, I can't say anything. Um, so you talked about the wow moment or whatever, very short one. So I know I'm looking at everything,
Yeah.
but I just don't know as what I'm looking,
Yeah.
or and I think that creates some I need to know somewhere. There's the mind's trying to say, okay, where are you? Where do you exist?
Yes, but this is fine because in this way the mind can exhaust itself. If it is truly, if these are the questions it is latching on to now, see? This is like I'm saying that the ant has invited the elephant to the party. Where am I looking from? The one that feels that it will get something from this question will not survive this question. Look at this, something in the middle. Beloved Father, all is self makes me humble. I am the self makes me egoic. All is self makes me humble. I am the self makes me egoic. So, in this statement itself, if we are open to looking, we will find what afflicts us. Because in either statement, the me is still central. All is self makes me something. I am the self makes me something. No. Either way, the me is nothing then. It is these statements which make you something or nothing. But if this is inside, all is self, where is the me then to be arrogant or humble? That's why I said earlier that there's a beautiful couplet by the sage Rahim who said, the lane is very narrow. There is no room for two. If God is, then I am not. If I am, then God is not. You cannot reconcile the self and me in any way except as concepts. It's not about this me. Forget about this me. Every word you say will be scripture. But till this me is in the limelight, it's only causing misery. Father, can I do away God and embrace nothing? Leave me to God. Leave me to God. Leave me to God. Yes. And the rest of what you said, you can forget about. That part is good enough. Leave everything to God, which is what I've been saying from the beginning to you. Something else? Yes. You say thank you. I fear to let go of the me. Yes. Now this is integrity. This is integrity. This is the primal fear which arises. Whether we call it the fear of the unknown or we call it the fear of death. Because for so long we have believed that our existence is dependent on this me. When someone comes along and says, forget about this me, then it can feel like, but I'm just going to crash. My existence will be threatened. But in fact, that is the whole point of having a living master, because he can show you, or she can show you, that your existence will be untouched. If you drop this me, existence can go on in its own natural way. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai.
Sadhguru Shri Ananta-Ji ki Jai.
Guru Kripa Kevalam. Love you all.